Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to exciting Westview Warrior basketball at LaguanaMedia.com. This is Jerry Hostetler along with Dan Byler tonight. The Westview Whistler will be joining me as Jamie will be gone this week, and so Dan will be joining me tonight. Tonight we have the Westview Warriors hosting the East Noble Knights. Westview comes into tonight's game with a 5-2 record. Overall, they are 3-1 in the Northeast Corner Conference. They're coming off a win against Lakeland back in December, 64-44, back on December 28th, which would have been a week ago Saturday. The East Noble Knights, under the direction of fourth-year head coach Ryan Akins, and if that name sounds familiar, he coached a couple of Bremen Lions teams here in the Westview sectional a few years back. Ryan has compiled a 57-21 record at East Noble, and he is 83-83 overall in his coaching career, which, as I mentioned, includes Bremen and now East Noble. So it's the 3-3 Knights against the 5-2 Warriors here on the Westview hardwood. And tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors. Tiffany's Restaurant on East Lake Street in Topeka, featuring nightly specials and a delicious buffet. Hyde Auto Body, US 20 West in LaGrange. Topeka Do It Best Hardware at the Blinker Light in downtown Topeka. Also by Topeka Pharmacy, your friendly hometown pharmacy. By Dale's Dependable Handyman Service. Dale is the right man for the job. By Freedom Finish Works in Topeka, your local source for powder coating. Lehman Insurance and Financial Group in Topeka. Their passion is protecting yours. By Jerry Standard Service in Middlebury. For your automotive repair and tire service needs, see Jerry Standard. Also by Lake City Bank with over 50 branches in northern and central Indiana. By the Topeka Clinic, introducing Yana Schenkel, certified nurse midwife, now accepting appointments. And our halftime show and gold sponsor this year is Weaver Furniture Sales, south of US 20 on County Road 075 North. And our individual sponsors are Tim and Donna Height, Dan and Dawn Byler, Jim and Liz Stump, and Oscar and Sophia Hostetler. And I'll be back to talk to head coach Rob Yoder of the Westview Warriors right after this 30-second timeout.
Dale's Dependable Handyman Service is capable of performing a wide variety of common home maintenance and remodeling services. We can help you with everything from garbage disposal installation to fixing a leaky faucet. We work in the kitchen, the bathroom, the attic, the garage, and anywhere else that might need attention. With help from Dale's Dependable Handyman Service, you know that you'll be receiving quality work from a fully trained, licensed, and insured professional. Call us today at 260-463-3970 or visit dalesdependablehandyman.com. Have you ever been unpleasantly surprised by a purchase and wish you had done more investigation before buying? Gold Key Home Inspections is here to help give you peace of mind about one of your largest investments, your home. Our inspectors are trained to expertly evaluate all aspects of your potential home and give you information to use in making an informed decision. Don't gamble on your future. Give Gold Key Home Inspections a call today to set up your appointment.
Westview High School with head basketball coach Rob Yoder of the Westview Warriors. And Rob, before we talk about the East Noble game coming up tonight, let's take a look back at that Lakeland game a week ago, Saturday night. Good game, another victory for you guys, the conference win.
Yeah, I thought we had probably the best balance we've had statistically in that game. Both scoring, rebounding, just the number of guys making plays was better. And so that's really encouraging for us going forward. We had some guys that were under the weather in that game, so we had some sick guys, and they kind of gutted through it and were able to get the job done. And obviously happy for the win with a long layoff before break, and also conference wins. So we felt good. We got through it, got the job done.
So it sounds like that break that you had last week, we just talked about it before I turned the mic on. get pretty much a week off of games. That gave your sick guys a chance to kind of recuperate a little bit. Did anybody else get sick during that time period?
No, we just had basically the three guys. But it was good because I think this was, two of the three had a fever issue for 5 days straight. So it was just one of those things that won't go away. And so really it was probably a good thing we weren't playing again right away because we were under the weather. And, it happens. Everybody gets sick, but during the course of the season usually, or multiple guys do. And so it just happened where we had to gut through one game and we had a nice break for us to get healthy, and we feel like we're healthy now.
Great. Taking a look at East Noble, you look at their team. They've had the big guy Ali with them up until this year, of course. So they've lost him, but there's a lot of other familiar names on that team. What do you look for from East Noble tonight?
Well, they lost. You say a big guy. They lost a lot of size on that team. Yeah, they lost 3 guys that were really not just good players, but big athletic players. So their team is different. They're not as big as they have been, but they have 2 good guards back in Jones and Dixon that are both excellent players. Jones obviously can shoot it, but isn't really good at penetrating and breaking defenses down. And so obviously for us to be successful, we feel like we got to do a decent job of containing him, and Dixon is a tremendous shooter for them. So those 2 guards are the guys that are experienced, that are back, and they got some guys that are starting to step up and make plays for them a little bit like us. They have some guys that are inexperienced to start the year, just like we did. So those guys are playing better. Our guys are playing better, and so hopefully everybody's team is improving as you head towards the sectional. That's the name of the game, and we're all shooting for it.
Well, one thing, you have Luke back now. Luke's been playing pretty well in the time that he's been back.
Yeah, Luke had a really good game for us, actually, in the Lakeland game, and he has been playing well, and he does a variety of things well. So he's not really a one-dimensional guy, but he penetrates it and rebounds and seems to come up with a lot of loose balls and can shoot it well. And so definitely a guy that's helping us as we move forward and as we get healthier. We think he's going to obviously have major contributions for us going forward.
So you had mentioned, too, switching back now to East Noble, that they lost a lot of their big guys last year, not just Ali, but I can't think of the other guys' names. But anyway, what do they look like size-wise tonight on the inside?
Well, they're going to be smaller than us. They'll start a 6'3" kid, a 6'2" player, and then the rest of them are really, and those guys may be more guard-oriented than they are interior-oriented, but that's their size. Now, they do have a really big sophomore Hood that they'll bring off the bench, and he's obviously a young guy and playing some minutes, but not heavy minutes, I want to say yet. But that tonight might be the night. But he has excellent size. He's as big a guy as we're probably going to see this year. But as their main unit, their starting unit, they will not be big.
Okay, one thing I'm going to ask you. It looked like you were playing a zone. Was it against Lakeland or the game before? Was that a zone or just a different defense that you were trying to? It was almost like a triangle and one or something.
Well, we have a couple of versions which we have used a couple of times this year, and it's not a true zone, but it does make people stay in to help a little bit better when we got a specific player we're really concerned with, and it does some things resemble a zone in it because we're allowing people to catch easier than we normally do. But really it's designed for in specific situations. It's actually worked pretty well for us during the course of the year, but it is far from a traditional zone. Yeah.
I was going to say, you wouldn't think Rob Yoder, Coach T, would be playing a zone, but you do have to kind of evolve into different defenses now.
Well, I think that our team is different this year, and so against certain teams, because of size or their size or our size, we might struggle to guard a matchup that we might want to play that guy offensively, but we might not have a good matchup for him defensively. And part of it is too, we're still developing a guy that is really a shutdown guy, like Elijah was, like Jordan Bontrager was. We don't have that guy developed yet, and so we're working towards that. But in the meantime, we got to do what we got to do to limit their best players from really doing damage to us and giving our kids the best chance of winning. And so you're right, we're not really playing a zone, but yet we're not playing our typical man-to-man either.
So tonight you've got perimeter shooters. Basically, their strength is coming from the perimeter probably tonight. So what are we looking for defensively?
Well, I think you'll see some of those things that you have seen at points during the course of the game, and Jones's penetration is going to be our number one focus. I mean, he is just extremely good, and not only at creating shots for himself, but creating shots for his teammates. So a lot of their offense initiates with his ability to break people down and get gaps and put pressure on the defense. So we got to do everything we can at the onset of their offensive series to not let him get in positions where he has a lot of space to work with and is comfortable making plays. We got to make it congested, hopefully a little ugly and uncomfortable for him, because he's a really good player. We have to guard him like that. So you'll see some things that you've probably seen against a few of the better individual players that we've seen this year. Some similarities to those games.
All right, starting lineup tonight.
We'll start Luke and Lyndon. We'll start Blake and Drew, and we'll start Charlie.
All right, go get them tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
That was Rob Yoder, head basketball coach of Westview. We'll be back with more right after this 60-second timeout.
Topeka Do-It-Best Hardware at the Blinker Light in Topeka is your authorized Maytag, Whirlpool, and Amana dealer. Topeka Do-It-Best has been selling appliances and providing service to the Topeka area for over 40 years. See JJ for your appliance parts. If they're not in stock, no problem. Topeka Do-It-Best will have them the next business day. Topeka Do-It-Best Hardware provides in-store repairs, and they make house calls. If it's worth doing, do it best. Call 593-2973.
Does your paint job need a refresh? Got too many dings and scratches? Let Hyde Auto Body take care of it for you. No matter the type of vehicle, motorcycle, trailer, or truck cab, Hyde Auto Body's experienced paint specialists will attend to every detail, so you don't have to. We aim to be number one in customer service, and your satisfaction is always guaranteed. We're located west of State Road 9 on US 20. Hyde Auto Body, a trusted name in the community for over 20 years.
Okay. Back at Westview High School, Jerry Hostetler being joined by Dan Byler tonight. Welcome back in, Dan.
Well, thank you. It's been a while since we had the headset on here. So.
There you go. So I hope it doesn't mess your whistling up.
It shouldn't.
Starting lineups tonight. First of all, for the East Noble Knights, they'll go at one guard with 6'1" senior Luke Denton, averaging 2.3 points per game. Number 22 is Luke McHugh, a 6'2" senior, and he'll be at a forward. Also in the starting lineup, their leading scorer, Hayden Jones, a 6' even senior, averaging 19.2 points per game and 6 assists per game. Gage Ernsberger, a 6'3" senior, averaging 7.7 points per game, and he's their leading rebounder with 6.3 rebounds per game. And starting at another guard position is Nate Dixon, a 6' even senior, averaging 11.3 points per game. Charlie Yoder is first out for Westview. He's a 6'5" senior, just 27 points away from the all-time scoring mark here at Westview. 27 points could happen tonight. 14 away from Rusty Yoder, number 2 in that category. Blake Egley, 5'7" senior, wears number 21 on his uniform. He'll start. Also, Lyndon Miller, 5'11" junior. Drew Litweiler, a 6'4" junior for the Warriors. And Lyndon's twin brother Luke will round out the starting lineup for the Westview Warriors. He's a 5'11" junior. And Luke, with one game under his belt, scored 7 points against the Lakeland Lakers. And a good debut for Luke this year. So it's East Noble at 3-3 and Westview at 5-2 going at it here tonight. East Noble defeated Concord a week ago Saturday night by a score of 46-25. So a big win for East Noble over at Concord. Charlie Yoder will jump up against East Noble's Gage Ernsberger, and the tip is controlled by the Westview Warriors. Right side with it is Luke Miller. To get it right, left side to Charlie Yoder. Now Blake Egley. Charlie hands it off to Lyndon rather. Back out to Luke, now to Charlie. Takes it down the baseline, puts it up off the glass, short, puts it back up and in. So Westview draws first blood here tonight. 2-0, 7:25 to go in the first quarter.
I'm surprised he gave Charlie that driving lane on the left side. It's like he didn't realize he was left-handed.
Yeah, Charlie, of course, his strong side is the left side. So we'll see if they close that gap as the evening progresses. We have a push-off. It's going to be called on Drew Litweiler down on the baseline. That'll be his first team foul for either team. East Noble inbounding underneath their own basket. Ball comes out to the perimeter out front to Luke McHugh. He gets it off to Dixon. Dixon goes left side to Ernsberger. Can't find room. Gets it to Jones, the shooter. And he misses, and Charlie with the rebound. He'll go left side with it to Lyndon. Charlie over to Blake. Luke bounce passes it inside to Drew Litweiler. Drew, little jump hook, and he gets it.
He's got that little jump hook down nicely, doesn't he?
He does. The last few ball games, Drew's really been playing well, especially from that position. He feels real comfortable with that jump hook off the right side. And a traveling violation on East Noble, so it'll be a quick turnover.
Wide open for the three and decided to drive in to get closer.
Shuffled his feet.
Shuffled the feet.
Yeah.
Unforced error.
4-0 Westview. 6:18 to go. Good to have you aboard tonight. Charlie on the baseline. Will step back, put it up. It's going to be no good. Good rebound. Takeaway that time by Luke Miller. And now Blake Egley scores his first two of the night.
Not sure if we give Luke the offensive board or a steal.
He just pretty much stripped it away.
Yeah. I guess we'll give him the board.
Well, block. Charlie had the big block there underneath. Driving is Ernsberger, and we have a whistle and a foul. This time it's going to be, I think Blake might have picked that up.
Yeah, I think so. So Blake was trying to front him, didn't quite get there in time, so he picks up his first team second.
Inbounding will be Hayden Jones. They'll get it into Ernsberger. They'll swing it back out top now to McHugh. McHugh goes left side. Now down the baseline is Dixon. He puts it up long. And fighting for the rebound is Charlie Yoder. Charlie stops, gives it to Blake. Wide open for three, in and out, no good. And the rebound's pulled down by Ernsberger of East Noble. He gets it into the hands of Hayden Jones. Back come the Knights. The right side pass goes to Dixon. Dixon with a bounce pass left side to McHugh. Drives it into the lane, then feeds Ernsberger. His shot's long. East Noble yet to hit the scoreboard. We're about 3 minutes into this ball game. Down to the 5-minute mark to go in the opening quarter. Spinning inside, another traveling violation called against East Noble. This time it's Hayden Jones. Westview leads by a half dozen, 6-0. 4:55 to go in the first quarter. Charlie Yoder goes left side to Egley. Now to Luke Miller. Now to Charlie for a long three. In and out. And no good. Rebound that time was pulled down by Luke Denton, a 6'1" senior rather. Long three, in and out, no good by McHugh. And Drew Litweiler picks up the long rebound. He'll go right side to Egley, quickly inside. Try to go to Linden, and it was intercepted in there by Gage Ernsberger.
Linden went the wrong way there. Or he passed the wrong way, one or the other.
Luke Denton gets it out front now to McHugh. Driving the baseline on the pass is Ernsberger, and he has it blocked away. Back comes Luke Miller. He'll give off to Egley, and now we have a reach-in foul. It's going to be called on East Noble.
So that's at least the second block shot for Charlie, and I think he altered another shot. Doing well in that department tonight. Sorry,
as I mentioned earlier, Dan, before you joined me, Charlie just 27 points away from the all-time scoring record at Westview. Could come tonight. Egley with it now on the wing left side. He'll pull it back out front to Litweiler. Litweiler lobs it in to Linden Miller. He'll put it up off the glass too hard. Battle for the rebound. Pulled out of there by the little guy, Brooks Miller. Brooks, the 5'10" senior, has just come into the ball game. We'll go right side to McHugh. Back to Brooks. Left wide open for three. No good. The rebound, Charlie. Charlie has it knocked away from behind into the hands of Jones. He'll take it the length of the court and put it up and score East Noble's first 2 points of the evening. So we had him shut out almost 5 minutes, Dan. Ball knocked away underneath, loose on the floor, battle for it. Good hustle down there by Luke Miller. Tipped in by Linden on the miss by Charlie. Westview back up by 6. We have a timeout that's going to be called by East Noble. With 2:52 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back right after this 30-second timeout.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me
Hey, Justin,
play.
are we going out,
I
though?
like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana High School Sports.
Okay, so it should be getting to their server and from there to YouTube.
They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
And we're back at Westview. 8-2 is our score. Westview by 6. 2:45 to go in the ball game. Or in the first quarter, rather.
Quick game.
Yeah, no kidding. Brooks Miller with it. He spins inside, tries to feed it to Ernsberger. He puts it up and scores. Mason Yoder, Ben Burkett will check in at the next stoppage of play for Westview. Feed goes inside to Charlie. He'll put it up, and we have a foul on before the shot on East Noble.
I think it's going to be on Ernsberger again. That'll be his second, if so. And I think that's going to bring the big guy, Hood, in. No, sorry, Gibson. No. Yeah, Hood.
Yeah, it's Hood, 6'7" sophomore. That's the guy I saw come off the bus, and it looked like he had an ankle brace on, but seems to be moving pretty well. Charlie Yoder with it out front for Westview with a 4-point lead at 8-4. Ben Burkett has come in now along with Mason. Drew Litweiler, hook from the other side, and he's comfortable from over there, it appears, as well on the left side. 4 for Drew now, 10-4, Westview leads it. Double team on the baseline on Jones. They'll swing it around to Miller. Brooks goes back out front to McHugh. McHugh goes right side to Brooks Miller. Back to McHugh out front. Now to Brooks Miller. Tries to hit Jones, and Jones was out of his reach, and a turnover on East Noble. Mason Yoder to Charlie Yoder. Minute 20 to go in the first quarter. Another foul on East Noble. That one goes against McHugh, I believe, wasn't it, Dan?
I believe so. That'll be his first team's third.
East Noble foul, number 22. McHugh is first. East Noble's third.
Ben Burkett will trigger it in for the Warriors underneath their own basket off to the left. Lobs it way out front to Litweiler. Drew goes right side to Mason Yoder. Mason backs it up, gives it off to Blake. Egley now to Charlie. Charlie back out front to Drew Litweiler. Drew drives and gives off to Burkett. Now left side to Mason. He'll drive it all the way in. Have it knocked away by Brooks Miller from behind. And it's going to be a foul on Brooks.
His first team's fourth, and that'll put Mason at the line to shoot a couple. The first free throws of the night for either team. Brady Yoder getting set to check in after this first free throw.
Mason hits his first, he'll get one more. Came into tonight's game with a 2-point per game average. Brady Yoder coming in. Did you already say that?
I said he was getting ready to come in.
And he did. Second shot misses.
Big guy Hood pulled it down.
Jones goes left side to McHugh. McHugh out front to the big guy Hood. And we have a foul this time out front. I believe Ben Burkett picked that one up.
Either that or Mason. They were both out there.
It was Mason.
And Mason picks up his first team's third for Westview now.
East Noble inbounding. Brooks Miller with the inbound pass. He'll go to Jones. Jones double teamed by the Yoders, Brady and Mason. And what do we have?
So Mason's chasing him, and it looks like we're sort of playing a diamond and one there.
And Mason picks up 2 quick fouls.
Trying to keep a guy on their big scorer.
Right, Jones just under 20 points per game average. We're double teaming him. McHugh, long three is no good. Rebound Charlie again. 3-on-3 break. They'll pull it back out. Brady Yoder gets it to Mason. Back out front to Burkett. We'll go for the last shot here. 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Charlie with it, top of the circle. Drives and pulls it out. Hits Brady. Now Charlie forced it up in the corner, tried to get the foul, but couldn't. So we played 8 minutes here at Westview, and our score after the first quarter, Westview 11 and East Noble 4. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this 60-second timeout.
When you're turning your house into a home, your furniture plays a big part in the finished product. You'll love the finished products at Weaver Furniture Sales in Shipshewana. Come see the Weaver family. They will work with you to find a piece that fits your needs, or they'll have it custom built just for you. Weaver Furniture Sales is located just south of 5 and 20 in Shipshewana. Visit their website at Weaver Furniture Sales.
Gary's going to pull their.
I've got their number.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room.
As far as you can tell, it's going out, but
I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them.
This is a whole folder.
And I'm learning that the best way to lead
let's see.
is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Take this all to him. And we're back at Westview. East Noble inbounding to begin the second quarter. New face in the lineup is Max Bender, a 6'2 freshman. Driving is Jones inside, can't get it to go. And rebounded by the big guy in there, Chris Hood, and he puts it up and in. (11-6) Westview. Drew Litweiler inside to Charlie. Tries to put it up, and they call it for 3 seconds. So a turnover on Westview and a chance for East Noble to knock into that lead a little bit more. 5-point lead for Westview. Brooks Miller drives it into the paint, dishes it off. Shot is up and blocked away as Max Bender tried to go in. He gets his rebound, puts it back up and in. So a 3-point ball game. 11-8. Litweiler goes to Mason Yoder, back to Litweiler on the wing left side. He'll come to Ben Burkett out front. Burkett feeds Brady Yoder. Now to Litweiler. Burkett. Mason Yoder between the circles, gives off to Litweiler, high right wing. Left side of Burkett, down on the baseline. Charlie wide open, and Brooks Miller in front of him. Size disadvantage there for East Noble, and Charlie puts it in. Charlie now 24 points away from the school record for most points scored in a career. Brooks Miller with it for East Noble. He feeds it inside to Dixon, and we have a whistle and a reach-in foul is going to be called on Westview. That'll go against Brady Yoder. That'll be his first. Luke Miller comes back in for Westview. Mason will sit. And also Lyndon Miller comes back in, and Ben Burkett will come out for the Warriors. Inbounding will be Hayden Jones for East Noble. And on the pick goes through the hands of Max Bender and grabbed by Westview. Litweiler, good aggressive move down the baseline, couldn't finish. Back comes East Noble's Jones, puts it up, oh, misses on the spin. And it's rebounded by Bender. He'll go out front to Brooks Miller. Miller backs it up. Backdoor pass. Reverse layup is good by Dixon. Dixon averaging 11.3, the second leading scorer on the East Noble team. Charlie Yoder to Litweiler. Drew gives it off to Lyndon Miller. Now to Charlie. Charlie bounce passes it to Litweiler down low. He'll take it into the paint, and he'll be reached in and fouled by Brooks Miller.
And that'll be his second, team's fifth. Oh, no, they actually called it on the big guy. They called it on Hood, so they were both in there. So his first, still team fifth.
Miller comes out and Hood comes out. Back into the ball game comes McHugh, and let's see who else came in. Oh, 33, that'd be
Ernsberger.
Yep, Ernsberger, their leading rebounder. Litweiler gets it back out front now to Lyndon Miller, to Charlie. Now to Luke Miller. Luke goes left side of Brady Yoder, inside of Charlie Yoder. Double team, forces it up, can't get it to go, tries to tip it up. Now we have a foul. It's going to go against Jones. It's going to go against McHugh. It had to be one or the other. One was in front and one was in back of Charlie.
Picks up his second, team sixth now. Brooks Miller getting set to check back in as Charlie misses that first free throw.
So Brooks comes right back in. Coming out is Luke McHugh. 3-point lead for Westview, pending the outcome of this free throw, and Charlie hits it. 5 now for Charlie. Hayden Jones brings it up for East Noble with 5 minutes to go in the first half. To go right side. Bender's shot from the corner is good on a 3. Shoots 50% from out in that range, and he hit that one. That gives Westview just a 1-point lead, 14-13 now. A lob to Charlie on the baseline, deep in the corner right side. Back to Brady Yoder out front. Drew Litweiler now down low. It'll go to Luke Miller. Litweiler right back to Luke. Charlie fakes the shot, gives off to Lyndon, now to Luke. Luke powers his way inside. A nice little hook shot for Luke Miller.
He's been watching
Drew
Litweiler.
Yeah. 16-13 is our score now. Westview back up by 3. Nearing the 4-minute mark to go in the first half. Ball tipped right into the hands of Miller. Now the three is in the air, no good by Dixon, but the long rebound comes to Brooks Miller. Too hard off the glass, loose on the floor, and Litweiler grabbed it, but apparently the ball was on the out-of-bounds line, so it'll be right back to East Noble. Blake Egley comes in. Brady Yoder out for Westview. Inbounding will be Hayden Jones for East Noble. Gets it into Bender. Ernsberger, Brooks Miller now down low to Bender again. Has it batted away. That's got to be what, Charlie's third or fourth block?
It's his third full block at least. Yeah, third block and one altered shot where he tipped it.
Hayden Jones will inbound for East Noble. Looking. Gets it into Ernsberger. Ernsberger out front. Brooks Miller left open for a three, and he hits. So that ties it up at 16. 3:35 to go in the first half. Luke Miller to Egley to Litweiler. Now over to Charlie. They go out front to Drew Litweiler. Luke Miller now to Charlie, top of the circle. He drives it and it gives off to Egley. Fakes the three, right back to Charlie on the wing right side. Drives it into the paint, and good job by Charlie switching hands and going up on the right side. Don't see that very often.
Yeah, up with the right hand on the right side.
18-16, Westview up by 2. Out front, Jones feeds Brooks Miller inside to Bender. Bender loses it, picks it back up, and it's grabbed away by Charlie to Litweiler. He tries to put the shot up and it's batted away, but a foul is committed by Nate Dixon. Be a shooting foul coming for Drew Litweiler.
It'll be Dixon's first, but that will put us in the bonus situation the rest of the way.
2:48 to go in the first half. Westview by 2. Litweiler with 4, all coming from the field. Now 5, his first free throw tonight.
Chris Horn, the 6'7", 315-pound linebacker, center for East Noble, back in there.
He might be a linebacker in the fall. Probably more like a lineman.
Yeah, that's true, a lineman. Showing off my lack of knowledge on football there.
Okay, he might be a linebacker on defense and a lineman on offense. Who knows? Nate Dixon with it. Between the circles, he'll go left side. Brooks Miller left wide open again, and he hits again. I think we're going to have to cover that guy up. Brooks shooting 50% from three-point land. In fact, he's shooting a higher percentage from three-point land than he is from the free throw line.
Well, for tonight, he's shooting 67% from there.
Charlie with the drive down the right side. He puts it up and in. He has 9 now. Only 5 away from Rusty Yoder for the second position on the all-time scoring list at Westview. Brooks Miller between the circles now for East Noble. He'll go left side to Dixon. He'll just come right back out front now to Brooks Miller. Left side in the corner to Jones. Jones swings it back out front on a dribble. Back to Brooks for another 3 try. This time it's an air ball, and Blake Egley chases it down. Minute and a half to go in the first half. Driving is Lyndon Miller. He puts it up, can't get the roll. Good rebound by Luke, and Lyndon puts it back in.
Brothers working together there.
That's right. 24-19, Westview by 5 with 1:15 to go in the first half. Max Bender out front to Hood, now right side to Brooks Miller, out now to Jones. Jones, top of the circle, will force up the shot. Goes off the glass and off the front of the rim. Rebound Litweiler, gets the lead pass ahead to Luke Miller, knocked out of bounds on a good hustling defense there by Nate Dixon. It'll be Westview's ball under their own basket off to the left as Charlie Yoder will bring it in for the Warriors. Charlie lobs it up top to Lyndon Miller, now to Charlie. Charlie drives on Jones. Gets it back out front now. Egley, they'll swing it around to Drew Litweiler. Bounce pass to Charlie, and he's fouled by McHugh.
That's his third.
McHugh has had the task of chasing Charlie around, and he's gotten himself into some foul trouble.
Looks like Luke Denton getting ready to check in for him, I'm assuming. It's a 1-and-1, so he's coming in right away now.
So Denton, a 6'1" senior, comes in for McHugh. Yoder, Charlie Yoder that is, gets point number 10, so he reaches double digits. Second shot is good by Charlie.
Push it right back out to a 7-point lead. They had us tied at 16. Now it's 26-19.
35 seconds to go in the first half. Brooks Miller with it. He'll give off to Denton. Denton looks for a pass, and he gets it to Dixon. Dixon back to Denton. Now to Dixon. Jones drives it into the lane. Too hard off the glass again, and once again Charlie with a rebound. 15 seconds to go in the first half. See if Westview can extend their lead here in the waning seconds. Basket will not count on a drive by Charlie as he was fouled on his way to the basket.
And he called on Brooks Miller. It'll be his second.
5.1 seconds to go now in the first half. Charlie shot in and out and out. Thought it was going to drop. Jones across the timeline. He'll put it up with a second, and he hits
with two guys right on him.
Wow. Jones has been held down to 2 points up to that point, but with that three, that gives him 5 for the half and brings East Noble back within 4 now. And that's quite a turn of events there at the buzzer for the East Noble Knights. Westview will go to their locker room with the lead. It's Westview 26 and East Noble 22. Well, Dan will be back with stats and scoring right after this 2-minute timeout.
Dale's Dependable Handyman Service is capable of performing a wide variety of common home maintenance and remodeling services. We can help you with everything from garbage disposal installation to fixing a leaky faucet. We work in the kitchen, the bathroom, the attic, the garage, and anywhere else that might need attention. With help from Dale's Dependable Handyman Service, you know that you'll be receiving quality work from a fully trained, licensed, and insured professional. Call us today at 260-463-3970 or visit dalesdependablehandyman.com.
Still working on getting out.
Have you ever been unpleasantly surprised by a purchase and wish you had done more investigation before buying? Gold Key Home Inspections is here to help give you peace of mind about one of your largest investments, your home. Our inspectors are trained to expertly evaluate all aspects of your potential home and give you information to use in making an informed decision. Don't gamble on your future. Give Gold Key Home Inspections a call today to set up your appointment.
So, okay. So would it have to do with whatever setting? Oh, well, no,
Does your paint job need a refresh?
Video, so.
Got too many dings and scratches? Let Hyde Auto Body take care of it for you. No matter the type of vehicle, motorcycle, trailer, or truck cab, Hyde Auto Body's experienced paint specialists attend to every detail, so you don't have to.
All right.
We aim to be number one in customer service.
So if we announce
satisfaction is always guaranteed.
Is anybody getting it? No, they're not getting audio or anything, right?
Hyde Auto Body, a trusted name in the community for over 20 years.
Okay, so
as
soon as you're on.
Best about playing basketball for my high school. I like it because it's a place
okay,
where
so you are recording it. Good.
I like it because
but still with no video, right?
I'm playing for someone besides myself.
Oh, you got the video going. I didn't.
My school, every person I can.
Indiana.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, well, good.
But we're not streaming. Oh, okay.
Is it?
They're more than just a game.
Sorry, Rod.
So is it?
Let's
We're
see
on
the play.
YouTube right now. Back at Westview High School. Our apologies. We're trying to get everybody over to YouTube. We're having a little trouble going through our normal streaming. So if you know of anybody fussing about not being able to see the game, tell them to switch over to YouTube. Anyway, taking a look at halftime stats right now for the East Noble Knights, being led by 6 points from Brooks Miller. Came in off the bench, has shot 4 threes. He's made 2 of them, so he has 6 points. He's leading the way for the Knights. 5 points for their leading scorer, Hayden Jones. That 5 was a result of hitting a three-pointer, a heavily contested three-pointer about 8 feet behind the arc as time expired at the half. So he has 5 points. 5 points for Max Bender, all in the second period, and then 2 points apiece for 3 different players. That'd be Ernsberger, Dixon, and Hood. Westview being led by the 11 by Charlie Yoder. 9 of those came in the second period. 6 points for Drew Litweiler, 4 for Lyndon Miller, 2 for Blake Egley, and Mason Yoder. Oh, sorry, Mason has 1, and Luke Miller also has 2. So that rounds out the scoring for the 2 sides. So, I'm going to let you talk for a little bit, Jerry. I've got people texting me. I'm going to let them know to go look on YouTube for the stream.
Yeah, you take care of that. By the way, we want to remind you that the halftime show is brought to you each and every game by Weaver Furniture Sales, just south of US 20 on County Road 075. Good to have you along tonight. We're at halftime. 26-22 is our score. Westview leading East Noble. Dan's gone over the scoring with you. Of course, we have the NECC tournament coming up next week. Westview's first games, and I say games because we will cover both the girls' games for Westview and the boys' games. And they will open competition on Tuesday evening over at Lakeland High School. The girls' game will go on the air around 5:45 p.m. from Lakeland High School on Tuesday evening. And of course, the boys' game will follow in the opening round of the 2020 Northeast Corner Conference Tournament. Westview is just coming out of their locker room. To our left. And while we have time here, I think I'll take a look at the brackets for the tournament coming up next week. Of course, as I mentioned, Westview plays Lakeland in the first game on Tuesday evening. That's the opening of the tournament. Also playing that night, Garrett will be hosting West Noble, and Eastside will host Central Noble. And those are the 3 Tuesday night games that are going on. The winner of the Westview game will play the Fairfield Falcons, and that will be played, if Westview wins, that will be played right here at Westview. Yes. Right. In fact, if Westview gets by Fairfield, it would still be a home game in the semifinals.
Right,
correct?
and then my guess would be that would be Prairie Heights coming to meet us. The Prairie Heights also got a bye,
right.
But they will be playing Fremont on Wednesday night. And assuming they win, and if we can beat Lakeland and Fairfield, we would meet them right here again. Like you said, here at Westview Friday night.
Right. And then the final game is on a week from Saturday, and that'll be down at Garrett. That's already determined where the finals will be.
And the other thing, just every year, if you're not familiar with this, they take turns following the boys' winners or the girls' winners, and this is the boys' year. So it's determined on which of the boys' teams win. So even if a girls' team wins and they're at the top of their bracket, they still have to follow whatever the boys' team won.
Right.
If you want to see those brackets, we do have them up at LaguanaMedia.com, right on the home page, right underneath the countdown to our next game that we always have up there. So right underneath that, actually, I didn't put them there. I put them on you have to go to the girls' schedule and the boys' schedule pages. That's where I have the entire brackets there. So if you want to see what we're talking about, just go to iguanamedia.com and look at the girls' schedule or the boys' schedule pages.
And as far as the standings are concerned in the conference, so far Prairie Heights is undefeated. They're 10-0 overall and 5-0 in the Northeast Corner Conference. And they are not playing tonight. The only other games played tonight is Garrett's at Hamilton, and Lakeland travels up to Sturgis. And then tomorrow night, Central Noble meets Bluffton, and Cherubusco's at Woodland. And then Friday night, another full schedule. Angola's at Prairie Heights. That should be a good ball game. Cherubusco's at Fremont, Eastside's at Fairfield, Garrett's at Central Noble. Hamilton, of course, will be right here at Westview, and we'll bring you that game. And West Noble travels over to Lakeland on Friday night. So a lot of good conference matchups this week in the NECC.
I have a couple other stats now that I can pass on that I got done trying to get everybody over to YouTube. Looking at Westview shooting from the free throw line, we are 5 of 7. I'm sorry, we are 5 of 7 in the second period, 1 of 2 in the first, so 6 of 9, only 67%. And the Knights have yet to make it to the line. Westview with 7 defensive boards and 5 offensive boards have, 8 offensive boards. They have 15 boards, and the Knights only have 10, 5 of those being offensive.
I didn't even think about it. East Noble never did shoot a free throw, did they, in that first half?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
And I mentioned Prairie Heights is at the top of the conference. Central Noble and Westview are tied for second at 3-1. And then you have Busco at 2-1, Fairfield 2-1, Fremont 2-2, Angola 2-2, Eastside 1-2, West Noble 1-3, Lakeland 1-3, and Garrett and Hamilton both 0-3.
So of course Busco up there because they beat us.
That's correct.
in a game that we really feel we probably should have won.
They came to play, I tell you.
Yeah.
They did. You can't take anything away from them. They played an outstanding game that night. Westview will be inbounding to begin the second half, leading by 4, 26-22. Charlie Yoder update. He has 11, so that puts him 16 points away from the record, and only 3 shy of tying Rusty Yoder for second place.
Of course, Rusty's son Brady is on the varsity here as a freshman this year.
Drew Miller, I think we have our original starting lineup out there.
Yes, we do.
2 Millers, the twins, Lyndon and Luke, Blake Egley, Drew Litweiler, Charlie Yoder. Shot blocked, Charlie gets it back, puts it up, scores.
Make the original shot there by Lyndon, was it?
I believe so. Westview up by 6, 28-22 now. Jones gets it to Brooks Miller.
Brooks did not start for East Noble, but he's their leading scorer, so I guess he earned the spot there in the starting lineup for the second half.
Jones feeds it inside. It's blocked away again. And we have a whistle and a foul on a push after Charlie grabbed the rebound.
Charlie had 2 blocks there in a row. Of course, the one block was about chest high. He never got the shot up, but
Ernsberger picks up foul number 3. So now East Noble with 2 players with 3 fouls, McHugh and Ernsberger. Charlie out front calling for help. Now he gets a pick. I guess that's what he was calling for. Reverse layup is good.
Spun it up and in from underneath.
Okay, so he passes Rusty Yoder now.
Second place.
Yep, he's in second place officially. Brooks Miller misses a 3. Putback is no good by Luke Denton, and then we have a foul after the big guy got it, number 50, Chris Hood, and he's fouled by Charlie. That'll be his first.
His first for Westview for the half, obviously.
Hayden Jones, who Westview has shut down pretty well. Just 5 points in that first half, and as Dan mentioned, 3 of those coming on that 3-pointer at the buzzer. Shot by Denton is off the mark. Battle for the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Charlie. As the big guy, Chris Hood, won that battle.
Yeah, Charlie waited till he brought it on down and tried to rip it out of his hand, which he did, but then it was off of him. So
Hood gets it to Denton. Now the three is in the air and off the mark by Dixon, and Charlie comes up with the rebound. Warriors could go up 10 or more with a successful control of the basketball here. Drew Litweiler gets it to Lyndon Miller, or Luke Miller rather. Blake Egley hits a quick three off the left side.
He has definitely developed that quick release.
Blake with 5.
Our first double-digit lead of the night.
Ball off the foot of Jones. It's going to be Westview basketball.
Jones realized it, but he realized he couldn't catch it, so he just watched it roll out.
Yep.
So not only does Charlie have 15 points, he also has 11 rebounds, so he's got a double-double already.
East Noble took him, what, 5 minutes to score, or 3 minutes? 5 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, almost 5 minutes. It was a 3:12 mark, I think, when they first scored.
2.5 minutes into the third quarter, and they haven't scored yet. Litweiler inside to Charlie. Quick move inside, puts it up, misses, put it back up and got it.
Of course, to be fair, a fair number of his rebounds are his own missed shots tonight.
True.
So, but he's getting the rebounds, putting them back in.
35-22, 5 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the third quarter. Timeout called by East Noble. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Oh.
Dale's Dependable Handyman Service is capable of performing a wide variety of common home maintenance and remodeling services. We can help you with everything from garbage disposal installation to fixing a leaky faucet. We work in the kitchen, the bathroom, the attic, the garage, and anywhere else that might need attention. With help from Dale's Dependable Handyman Service, you know that you'll be receiving quality work from a fully trained, licensed, and insured professional. Call us today at 260-463-3970 or visit Dale'sDependableHandyman.com.
It never occurred to me till just now as I was saying it to you. It's like, oh, well, duh, it's not working.
Have you ever been unpleasantly surprised by a purchase and wish you had done more investigation before buying?
It's the other system.
Gold Key Home Inspections is here to help give you peace of mind about one of your largest investments, your home. Our inspectors are trained to expertly evaluate all aspects of your potential home and give you information to use in making an informed decision. Don't gamble on your future. Give Gold Key Home Inspections a call today to set up your appointment.
East Noble with the basketball after the timeout. Westview up 35-22. Miller with the three, no good. And the rebound by the big guy, and he tries to put it back up, and it's blocked away, and back come the Warriors. Westview dominating this second half so far. It's early, but Charlie puts up a three, misses. Brooks Miller grabs a rebound. Jones now gives it to Dixon. Dixon inside to Hood.
He doesn't want to try to shoot over Charlie again.
No, it says here, you take it. Shot is up, no good, but we're going to have a two-shot foul coming for East Noble. That's going to be on Egley.
5-6 inch advantage there as he worked his way in there. So Egley picks up his second, team second.
Luke Denton at the strike.
First trip to the line.
That's right. Well, almost halfway through the third quarter. Denton hits his first free throw, and East Noble's first free throw of the night.
And his first points of the night.
Came in with a 2.3 point per game average. Chris Hood, the big guy that's 6'7", 315 pounds, wasn't
Yeah, that's what they had listed on their roster.
Yeah, big guy.
I mean, he's not a fat guy. He's just a big guy.
That's exactly right.
He's a man.
Yeah.
And he's only a sophomore.
Wow. 35-24, Westview by 11. Lyndon Miller to Egley, has it knocked out of bounds, swatted out of bounds by Luke Denton.
Not going for the shot that time, trying to feed it inside to Charlie real quick.
Blake gets it into Lyndon. Lyndon over to Luke. They'll spread it out a little bit, it looks like. Now they try to get it to Charlie, and about three East Noble players came crashing in there and stole it. Driving is Jones, puts it up short. Looks like it might have slipped down his arm, goes out of bounds. Wow. And
he's keeping it here?
No.
Yeah, no, that's the right call.
I tell you,
I think that's the right,
Nate Dixon threw him a fastball, and it came at him real hard. It bounced off of him. I think he thought about calling the tech, and then he thought, no, he's didn't really do it.
That's what the was.
Yep. Good job by Westview as Luke Miller gets the layup. 37-24 now. Westview has stretched it out to 13. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Charlie on the steal. He'll drive it all the way down, put it up, in and out, no good, but the putback is up and good by Lyndon Miller. Lyndon with 6. 39-24. Coach Ryan Akins of East Noble is not real happy with his team, but he's not sure what to do. And another turnover on East Noble.
That was just a total unforced turnover there.
Yes, it was.
So Brady comes back in and Lyndon comes out. Chris Hood, big guy, comes back in. I didn't see who came out.
It's like, is it
Ernsberger?
Yeah, I believe so. Or is he still out there?
Yeah,
nope.
He's still out there.
Oh,
right here he is.
Yeah. Luke Miller, baseball pass across the court to Blake, and he hits another 3. Second 3 of the night for Blake. He has 8. 42-24. Brooks Miller answers with a 3, his 3rd of the night. Brady Yoder gets it to Drew Litweiler. We'll get it across the timeline as Ernsberger put a kind of a one-man full court press on. Now we have a tie-up underneath. And Gage Ernsberger got tied up with Charlie on the alternate possession. It's going to go to East Noble, I believe.
Oh, just gave a warning to somebody for talking. Ernsberger, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. Ernsberger
but that was a tie-up and essentially a turnover for Westview with the alternating possession.
East Noble brings it up, and it'll be Jones. 2:25 to go in the 3rd quarter. Westview with a nice comfortable lead up to this point. McHugh gets it to Brooks Miller. Miller to Jones. Jones forces it up, got it.
He's certainly having to work to even get shots.
Yes, he does. We collapse down and double team him when he gets close to the basket. Litweiler to Blake Egley, and now we get it to Charlie Yoder. Charlie drives it, gives it off to Lyndon Miller, or Luke Miller rather, to Brady. Over to Litweiler. Right back to Luke. He'll pass up the 3 and give off to Drew. Drew drives it in. Fakes and he shuffles.
Yeah.
Minute 42. East Noble will have the basketball with 1:42 to go in the 3rd quarter. Brooks Miller inbounding. He'll get it into Jones. Jones across the timeline. Goes right and comes back left with a pass to McHugh. Right back to Jones. Jones spins, puts it up, misses, tipped around, and now we have a foul.
It's calling a double foul?
Looks like it.
Okay.
Looks like a push off. And
Didn't see. I'm sure who he's going to call it on. Charlie and Chris Hood each get called for a foul. That's Charlie's 2nd, Chris's 2nd, and 3rd for Westview, 2nd for East Noble, and I assume that's going to be the alternating possession rule, and so we get the ball.
Right, gives it to Westview. Minute 25 to go in the 3rd quarter. 42-29 Warriors. Brady Yoder gets it across the timeline on the pass to Luke Miller. He'll cross court it to Blake. Now to Drew. Right back to Blake. Fakes the 3. Gives off to Drew. Back to Blake underneath. Now he's against Brooks Miller. More his size. Now Drew drives it, puts it up, has it blocked away partially, and grabbed by Hood. Hood Gets it to Jones. Jones drives, gives out to Brooks Miller. Brooks goes right side to McHugh. And now we have a push underneath. That's going to go against Brady.
Saying he was pushing, trying to, I think it's before he even got the ball. So Linden comes back in, coming in for Litweiler.
Hayden Jones will inbound for East Noble. And he gets it into Denton. Brooks Miller back to Denton. He tries to put the shot up. He misses, but he'll be fouled.
And Brady just picked up a real quick third foul there now. I mean, 2 in a row here.
Wow.
That's 5 on Westview now. And that was a shooting foul.
Sends Luke Denton to the stripe for East Noble.
He's the only Knight that's been there tonight. He made 1 of 2 earlier this quarter.
Denton hits his 3rd free throw.
His 3rd attempt. He's only made it. He made 2, right?
Oh, maybe. He just made that one. I thought he made the, or did he miss his?
He missed the second one, I believe. Yeah, he had missed his second one earlier.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Yeah, I have him for 4. Charlie underneath misses a shot, and we have a tie-up, and it's going to be alternating possession, and it'll go to East Noble. Getting a little bit rough. 33 seconds now to go in the quarter.
East Noble has scored 7 straight on us.
42-31, 11-point lead for Westview. Now they throw it away, another unforced turnover on East Noble with 20.1 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, and that'll give Westview a chance to take the final shot of this quarter.
Yeah, we were up 42-24.
Right.
I'm not sure what happened there.
I don't know, unless they just grabbed the ball and threw it in. Without checking the ref, I don't know.
I'm not sure how he would have got the ball. But
well, he might have just picked it up. Because one of the fans, didn't they throw it to Brady or something? I don't know. Maybe not. Charlie with it out front. 4 seconds. Jones, he'll give off to Egley, and Egley is called for traveling, but the buzzer sounds, so that will do it for the 3rd quarter. And after 3 quarters, it's Westview 42 and East Noble 31. We'll be back with the 4th quarter right after this 60-second timeout.
Does your paint job need a refresh? Got too many dings and scratches? Let Hyde Auto Body take care of it for you. No matter the type of vehicle, motorcycle, trailer, or truck cab, Hyde Auto Body's experienced paint specialist will attend to every detail, so you don't have to. We aim to be number 1 in customer service, and your satisfaction is always guaranteed. We're located west of State Road 9 on US 20. Hyde Auto Body, a trusted name in the community for over 20 years.
I could take the headset off.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Back at Westview High School, and I have to apologize to you, Jerry. He did make both those free throws.
That's what I was thinking.
Otherwise, my points don't add up right.
Yeah, so well, I looked up at the scoreboard, and that was.
I had marked it on my running score, but I didn't mark that he made it, and so I thought it was.
Brady Yoder has it knocked out of bounds by Jones as he deflected the pass intended for Mason Yoder. Mason will bring it in for Westview. He gets it into Lyndon Miller. Lyndon gets it to Luke, and Luke crosses the timeline. Right back to Lyndon. Lyndon looks right side, double team, gets it to Luke. Luke inside to Charlie. Now to Brady for 3. In and out, no good. Tipped out to Lyndon. He'll put it up, miss, and chased down by Brooks Miller. Brooks gathers it up and gives it to Jones. Jones right back to Brooks Miller right side. Westview with an 11-point lead. 3 is in the air, short. on the shot by Max Bender. Westview with the rebound. Inside pass. Good feed by Lyndon Miller to Charlie. Charlie with 19 now, and he's only 8 points away from tying Gary Yoder for the all-time lead in Westview scoring. Brooks Miller puts it up from the baseline, misses. Hood with the rebound, has it knocked away and grabbed by Luke Miller. And he's bumped by Brooks Miller, and for Brooks, that's got to be what, foul number 4? Maybe 3.
It's 3, I think. So that'll make the third night with 3 fouls.
Coming back in for East Noble is Nate Dixon, and Chris Hood will come out. Charlie Yoder will trigger it in for the Warriors. Underneath their own basket off to the left. Mason Yoder into Charlie. Charlie looks inside and comes back to Mason, now to Brady. Brady to Mason. Swing it around to Brady, and it's knocked away from behind and grabbed by Brooks Miller. Hayden Jones now with it for the Knights. He goes left side of McHugh. McHugh, and now the shot is in the air, no good by Dixon, and back come the Warriors in a hurry. Overthrown on the pass attempt was Lyndon Miller, rather. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a turnover on the Warriors as Ben Burkett checks back in for Brady Yoder.
Ernsberger coming back in for the Knights. He's trying to figure out where the guy is he's coming in for. McHugh comes out.
13-point lead for Westview. East Noble will inbound with 6:14 to go in the contest. Hamilton will be here on Friday evening. East Noble's Brooks Miller. Now they'll get it to Jones. Jones between the circles, goes left side, drives it, double teamed, has it knocked away, and now we have a whistle and a late call there. Reach in. And it's going to go on Luke.
There is
Lyndon.
No, he said 24, but it's 23.
Yeah. Lyndon's first. Brooks Miller gets it to Ernsberger, and he traveled. Thought about a 3 and then saw the baseline was open, but he got too excited, took off. Lyndon Miller inbounds to Ben Burkett. Lyndon across the timeline on the pass to Luke. He'll get it to Mason Yoder. Mason drives it between 2 and has it stolen away by Jones. Jones will drive, put it up, miss. Grabbed by Ernsberger, fakes, puts it up, scores. Timeout called by East Noble with 5.5 minutes to go in this ball game. It's Westview 44, East Noble 33. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Luke Miller and Lyndon will be in charge of bringing it up for Westview as they play catch coming down the court. Ends up in the hands of Lyndon. He'll get it to Mason, back out to Luke. Ball intercepted, knocked away by Brooks Miller, and then here comes East Noble. Ernsberger puts it up and in. A little sloppy on offense that time. Mason drives it into the corner and then gives out to Charlie on the wing. He'll drive it all the way in, put it up, and hit.
Almost a little hook type shot there. I'm not sure what that was.
Yeah,
finger roll.
A runner. 21 points now for Charlie. And we have a whistle and a foul. It's going to be called on
Luke. His first, but that'll be a 1-and-1 now for the Knights. Drew Litweiler coming in for Mason.
Dixon at the line, shooting 1
And that'll be the first trip to the line for Dixon.
Dixon's shot is good. 3 points now for Dixon on the night. 6 even senior. Second leading scorer with 11.3, but we've held him down real well tonight. 10-point lead for Westview. One more free throw coming Dixon's way. And he hits.
So the Knights are 6 for 6 from the line tonight.
I'm trying to think who we were playing. It didn't shoot very well at all from the
Got to
charity
get
stripe.
across the.
Finally do on the baseball pass to Ben Burkett. Litweiler back out front to Luke Miller. Litweiler to Charlie. Tried to feed it inside, deflected right into the hands of Linden. He'll get it inside to Ben. He'll put it up, and Ben's fouled on the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
That pass by Ben actually bounced off one of the Knights' head and came back to where we could get it.
Brooks Miller picks up foul number 4. Burkett hits his free throw. First point of the night for Ben.
Push that right back out to double-digit lead.
And he misses the second. Jones with the rebound for East Noble. He'll get it into the hands of Max Bender. 3 is in the air, off the back of the iron, no good by Dixon, and chased down by Drew Litweiler. Litweiler gets it across the timeline, gets to Charlie at the free throw line. He'll drive it down the lane, put it up, and he hits, and he's fouled. 23 now for Charlie. Needs 4 more to tie Gary Yoder for the all-time lead in Westview scoring history.
4 minutes to go. I'd say there's a good chance of that.
And he hits. 24 now. 3 more points for Charlie. 50-37. Brooks Miller with it. He'll go left side to Max Bender. Bender looking for help. Gets it out front to Brooks. Left open. Passes up the 3. Now gives off to Ernsberger. He'll pop a 3, and it looked like he traveled that time too.
Yeah,
Charlie with a rebound.
He stutter step, yeah.
Charlie drives it all the way, puts it up, misses a shot, and we're going to have a foul over the back by Luke Miller.
Westview foul, 31. Luke Miller, his second.
2 on Luke. 50-37, Westview by 13. We'll come to the other end as Hayden Jones will go to the charity stripe, but he hasn't been there tonight, has he?
He has not, and he's still sitting just at 7 points. Of course, the way he can shoot, I'm guessing if we back off him, he could real quickly up the totals there.
Misses his free throw. Jones, a 70% free throw shooter, missed that one. Drew Litweiler down in the corner to Luke Miller. Ball knocked away, intended for Charlie. And it's into the hands of Max Bender now. Bender gets it to Dixon. Dixon looking for help because he had it on, put it on the floor. Brooks Miller to Bender for 3, and that one's off the back of the rim, no good. Drew Litweiler snags it out of there. Inside 3 minutes now to go in this ball game. Charlie trying to drive, looked like he was fouled, and we have a, oh, he took it out of bounds. When he lost his balance, looked like he might have been tripped. But lost his balance and the ball went out of bounds. Hayden Jones across the timeline goes to Brooks Miller. His left side pass goes to Dixon, who drives it down the lane to Ernsberger. Ernsberger puts it up, and he gets the shot, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Well, he just won't give up, will they? Chance to get it back down to 10 points. That's called on Burkett, his first. That's our 9th foul as a team, so any more fouls we commit, they'll be shooting 2.
Shot up, no good, and Charlie tried to get in, and it's going to be...
And Brooks just fouled out.
Yep. Got under Charlie, kind of undercut him.
Undercut him, yep.
Brooks Miller, his 5th, East Noble 6th.
So he finishes the night with 9 on, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, he made 3 threes. 3 out of 7 and 0 for 1 from 2-point range. Blake Egley checks back in for Westview, comes in for Burkett.
Litweiler gets the inbound pass, and now we look like Ernsberger was holding on to Litweiler, and
things are getting a little bit chippy.
Yeah, they are.
Ernsberger's going to be called for the foul.
Ernsberger, that'll be his 4th. Well, last year, Westview was in the midst of a losing streak right now, and we were defeated by East Noble 71-64 down there in the Big Blue Pit. So we're getting
Ernsberger just knocked him over.
Yeah.
And he just fouled out.
I'm not so sure that wasn't intentional.
I think they called it intentional.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm not sure what the...
I think maybe one of the other officials might have called a technical or something.
Well,
or
I don't
a lane
know
violation or...
I don't know, but he told everybody they had to come off.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. I don't know that they actually called a technical foul, but...
Might have been he got into the lane too quick, or he fouled him while he was...
Well, no, they counted that first shot.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm really confused. Now it's a 1-and-1.
Yeah.
So they did call a technical?
Not sure, because he had another shot coming, which would have given him, his second free throw, and then now he has a 1-and-1, so maybe that's why they took everybody off the lane. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, so 52, they've given him both those points. And now he's got a 1-and-1, and he made that. Okay, so it was another 1-and-1 free throw.
Right.
Oh, okay, so he had to finish the 1-and-1, and then he did another one.
Right.
Actually, that was the 10th team foul. This should have been a 2-shot foul.
That's true.
I mean, it doesn't matter. He made them both.
So would he hit 5 now? That's what I have him down for. 5 from the free throw line?
Well,
9.
6.
Yeah, because he has 10 altogether. 54-39 Westview. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it'll be inbounded by East Noble.
It's just sort of a weird...
It has been kind of a strange game, rough game. And East Noble's very frustrated. McCune misses a shot. Big guy puts it right back up and in. Hood. Now we have a timeout called by Akins. It's going to be a 60 with 54-41 is our score. 2:19 to go in this ball game. We'll be back right after this 60-second timeout.
Topeka Do It Best Hardware at the Blinker Light in Topeka is your authorized Maytag, Whirlpool, and Amana dealer. Topeka Do It Best has been selling appliances and providing service to the Topeka area for over 40 years. See JJ for your appliance parts. If they're not in stock, no problem. Topeka Do It Best will have them the next business day. Topeka Do It Best Hardware provides in-store repairs, and they make house calls. If it's worth doing, do it best. Call 593-2973.
When you're turning your house into a home, your furniture plays a big part in the finished product. You'll love the finished products at Weaver Furniture Sales in Shipshewana. Come see the Weaver family. They will work with you to find a piece that fits your needs, or they'll have it custom built just for you. Weaver Furniture Sales is located just south of 5 and 20 in Shipshewana. Visit their website at weaverfurnituresales.com.
Charlie Yoder with a basketball. 3 short of tying Gary Yoder for the all-time scoring record at Westview. Lyndon Miller with the basketball. He'll get it out front to Drew Litweiler. Drew, double team. Wow, they just collapse. As soon as that ball starts coming toward Charlie, there's at least 2 East Noble players.
I don't know how many times, at least 3 times that's happened here in the fourth quarter, I think, where they throw it to Charlie and a guy comes from each side and they either one could intercept it.
Exactly. And you know what would cure that? A fake pass and then just lob it over. Jones goes right side to McCune. Inside to Hood. Hood puts it up and scores. Charlie tried to pick up the offensive foul there. Now we have a whistle and a foul on Dixon, his second.
And that is now only the 9th team foul. I was looking on the wrong side there a little bit ago when I was confused.
Yeah. Charlie goes to the free throw line. Chance to edge a little bit closer to Gary Yoder. And it's his free throw. 25 now. Needs 2 more to tie, 3 to break the school record for scoring. Second shot is good. 6 from the line, 20 from the field. No threes for Charlie tonight. Hayden Jones bounce passes it to Dixon. Dixon to McCune. He tries a 3. It's off the mark. Rebound Hood, and he'll put it up, and he scores, and he's fouled.
Yeah, he's racking up the points and offensive boards here right at the end.
8 points now for Hood.
6 of those here in the 4th quarter. And Linden's going to pick up his second.
Hood averaging 3 points per game, so this might be his best output of the year, and he canned that free throw.
Swished down.
29% free throw shooter. He looked pretty smooth on that one. Charlie brings it up himself behind the back dribble,
and then threw it away.
Threw it to Dixon. Jones. Max Bender drives and hits. 8-point ball game. Stranger things have happened. Westview with the lead. 56-48, minute 10 to go. Is that a 30? We'll keep it right here for this one.
They're sitting down, so it
must be a 60. We'll keep it here.
Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know if Charlie's aware how close he is. Or, I mean, I think it feels like he should have passed it off there instead of forcing it all the way down there.
Right.
He almost had it stripped earlier as he came down the floor. He took it behind his back, and there was another Knight right behind him, and he almost knocked it away. So,
yep. Well, it'll be interesting.
Well, it is interesting how rough it is, and they're not calling the foul.
Yeah,
so.
they're letting them play.
Yeah.
And you'd think that after the 2 instances, or more than 2 actually, but that they would really have a tight control on this ball game. But they're letting them bump and grind in there.
Putting a full court press on now. I guess they have been doing that.
Drew Litweiler will bring it into Charlie. Drew and Charlie playing catch up the court. Looks like a drill in practice. Ball thrown out of bounds. We're a little shaky right now.
Not handling this press very well.
We are not. Ball comes into Hayden Jones. Jones, a senior. He'll go right side to McCune. McCune looked like he dribbled. That would have been double dribble, so I'm not sure what. McCune now with a 3, misses. Put in there, trying to grab the rebound. Charlie grabs it away. Now we have a steal. Wow, there's a lot of action, no whistle. Jones now hits a 3. 56-51, 30 seconds to go. Blake Eglake gets it to Charlie, almost stolen again. Charlie brings it in, puts it up, misses a shot, but it'll go to the free throw line. So right here it is. If he can hit 2 of these free throws, he's got the school record. Foul was called on Hood, his 3rd. Shot up, good. So Charlie Yoder has tied Gary Yoder for the all-time lead in scoring at Westview. And now he misses
still
it.
tied.
Still tied, 20 seconds to go, 57-51. East Noble down by 6 with the basketball. Now we have a charging foul on Hood as he just turned around and ran right over Charlie.
He's big enough, he just turned and that just knocked him over. Now they're saying he used his arms. So.
4th on Hood. Once again, East Noble will apply the full court pressure. Drew Litweiler brings it in for the Warriors. He gets it into Charlie. Charlie brings it up, gives it off to Drew. Drew, double team, backs it up.
And get it across.
And he traveled.
That is, I'm showing that as our 9th turnover this quarter.
Yeah.
4.4 seconds.
At this point, it looks like Charlie might break that record on Friday night.
Yeah, it looks like he tied it tonight. He's just.
McHugh brings it in to Jones. He'll force it up. Missed the shot on a 3, and Egley will just hold it, and the Warriors win it 57-51 over the East Noble Knights. We'll be back to take a look at scoring and stats right after this 2-minute timeout.
Dale's Dependable Handyman service is capable of performing a wide variety of common home maintenance and remodeling services. We can help you with everything from garbage disposal installation to fixing a leaky faucet. We work in the kitchen, the bathroom, the attic, the garage, and anywhere else that might need attention. With help from Dale's Dependable Handyman service, you know that you'll be receiving quality work from a fully trained, licensed, and insured professional. Call us today at 260-463-3970 or visit dalesdependablehandyman.com. Do you fret about potential health hazards in your home? Is something eating away at your walls? Stop fretting and do something about it by calling Gold Key Home Inspections. We are a full-service company trained to identify wood-destroying insects, perform mold testing, evaluate the home for radon gas, and do more detailed inspections such as sewer line and thermal imaging. Don't lay awake at night wondering. Call Gold Key today to set up your specialized appointment and leave the worrying to us.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
When you're turning your house into a home, your furniture plays a big part in the finished product. You'll love the finished products at Weaver Furniture Sales in Shipshewana. Come see the Weaver family. They will work with you to find a piece that fits your needs, or they'll have it custom built just for you. Weaver Furniture Sales is located just south of 5 and 20 in Shipshewana. Visit their website at weaverfurnituresales.com.
Back at Westview High School as Westview just picked up their 6th win of the season, defeating the East Noble Knights 57-51. We were outscored 20-15 there in the 4th quarter. We actually, I think the biggest lead of the game we had was 18 at one point. We were up 42-24. About halfway, or actually more than halfway through the 3rd quarter, and from that point out we did get outscored quite a bit, but we had 9 turnovers in the 4th period alone. And that was when they started pressing and or when we were just working the ball around the perimeter trying to throw it to Charlie, usually only at the top of the key. It wasn't even inside,
right.
But they came crashing from both sides, and they did. I mean, they stole it several times that way, and then also we threw it away or lost it different ways on that press. Taking a look at individual scoring tonight, the Knights were led by Hayden Jones, who did finish the night with 10 points. Well below his average of, what'd you say, 18 or so?
19.2.
19.2, so almost half. 9 points for Brooks Miller, who fouled out with 2:39 to go in the game. He hit 3 threes. I think he was 3 of 7 from three-point range, 3 of 8 overall for the night. 9 points also for the big guy, sophomore Chris Hood, that came in off the bench. 7 of those came in the 4th period, where he just had a lot of just turned around, put him in. Had a chance to add to that right there towards the end, but was called for an offensive foul. And if he'd have made that, that would have been quite a swing there instead of us getting the ball back.
Yeah.
Gage Ernsberger fouled out also with about 2.5 minutes to go. So actually 2 players fouled out 9 seconds apart for Westview. And Ernsberger picked up his last 2 fouls after Brooks Miller fouled out. So in 9 seconds, he picked up 2 fouls and fouled out. So 8 points for him. before he fouled out. 7 points for Max Bender. 4 points tonight for Nate Dixon, and 4 points for Luke Denton, all from the free throw line tonight. The Knights were 7 of 8 from the free throw line this evening, so had a very good night there. Westview being led, of course, by Charlie Yoder's 27 points, and he had that chance to take the lead all by himself. But instead, it looks like it'll be his first point of the night against Hamilton.
That might come really quick.
It could come quickly, and if the school's ready and waiting, so they might be ready to stop the game at that point and maybe present him the ball. So, so anyway, 27 points for Charlie. Congratulations to him for tying first place all-time scoring leader at Westview High School, tying with Gary Yoder.
And that goes back to 1973.
73.
Right.
So we're looking at, what is that, 30, 40,
more than
20. So
yeah.
So 73, it'd be 27 years, 57 years ago.
Isn't that something? Wow.
That's a long time for a record to stand. Other scoring for Westview, 10 points for Drew Litweiler, 8 tonight for Blake Egley. He hit 2 threes. Both of those threes were in the third quarter. He also hit a 2 in the first period. 6 points tonight for Lyndon Miller. His twin brother Luke had 4, and 1 point apiece for Mason Yoder and Ben Burkett. They were both 1 of 2 from the stripe to round out the scoring for Westview. And so looking at the free throws for Westview as a team, we were 15 of 20, so only 75%. So we missed 5 free throws, not nearly as well as they did. They were 7. Oh, okay, I must have missed somewhere. According to the official stats here, it says 7 of 9. 28 rebounds for the Knights, 14 offensive, 14 defensive. We had 30, so just barely out-rebounded them. We actually, so we had 9 offensive and 21 defensive rebounds tonight. And they show Charlie with 6 block shots. I think that was about where we were at with that. And yeah, so total turnovers, we had 17, they had 13, 6. So I might have missed a couple here because I only show 15, but I show 9 in the fourth period.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was a sloppy quarter for us.
Well,
and East Noble was really putting a lot of pressure on us.
They dialed up the pressure.
They did.
Wonder if if other teams see that, will they start dialing?
We struggled with it earlier too. So
and the thing of it is, if you can get through a press like that, if you're looking down the floor and you can get it down there, you get layups. But
somebody has to be open, yeah.
But we were not able to do that tonight. But still, we scored. We were up 11-4 at the end of the first. We got outscored 15-18 in the second period, so we went into the halftime with a 26-22 lead, up by 4 points only. Outscored them by 3 in the third period, but we actually had outscored them 16-2 at one point in the third period.
Wow.
And then they scored the last 7 of the third period to get back within striking distance again. We did manage to push it back out to, kept it right close to 10 points most of the way, but right there towards the end they came roaring back. But so final score though, I mean, we got outscored 15-20, so in the fourth period, so we got outscored both the second and the fourth period.
Kind of a strange game, rough, and a lot of different things happened in this ball game, but they let the referees let the guys play tonight. I mean, there were some calls that maybe should have been called, and so, but Westview picks up a big win here tonight against a 4A school.
Well, and want to talk a little bit again about that, the sort of odd double set of free throws that Drew Litweiler got to shoot. So what happened, as he shot his first shot on a 1-on-1, he got fouled. So he was in the middle of his 1-on-1 and had another 1-on-1 awarded to him. So then they pulled everybody off the line because it didn't matter who got the rebound if he missed. He was going to get to shoot another 1-on-1. Right. But he made all 4.
Yes,
he
did.
4 in a row. And Ernsberger fouled out.
Right.
So it was,
that was unusual.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
No,
it sort of threw me for a
I'm sure
loop.
it's happened, and it seems like I might have seen it like in college or something, but I don't remember seeing it in high school over all these years. So, yeah. So anyway, I was thinking about this 57. I'm thinking it's 47.
Is it 47? So 27. Oh, you're right. It's 47. Yeah, that would make I thought that seemed
I know
like
how
a little
old
bit.
I am, and I know I was in high school, and I thought, oh, wait a minute.
You weren't in high school 57 years ago, Jerry.
I thought, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
So,
I added 37 years to get to 100.
Right.
And there's only 27.
27.
So 27 and 20.
Yep. That'll do it for tonight from Westview. Once again, the Warriors pick up their 6th victory of the year, 6-2. 6-2 now. 6 wins against 2 losses for Westview. East Noble falls to 3-4. Westview in action this Friday night against the Hamilton Marines. We'll bring you all the action right here at LaguanaMedia.com. East Noble will travel down and play Huntington on Friday. Glad you could join us tonight. And tonight's game was brought to you by Tiffany's Restaurant on East Lake Street in Topeka, featuring nightly specials and a delicious buffet. Height Auto Body, US 20 West in LaGrange. Also by Topeka Do-It-Best Hardware at the Blinker Light in downtown Topeka. By Topeka Pharmacy, your friendly hometown pharmacy. By Dale's Dependable Handyman Service. Dale is the right man for the job. By Freedom Finish Works in Topeka, your local source for powder coating. Lehman Insurance and Financial Group in Topeka. Their passion is protecting yours. By Jerry Standard Service in Middlebury for your automotive repair and tire service needs. Also by Lake City Bank with over 50 branches in northern and central Indiana. By Topeka Clinic, introducing Yana Schenkel, certified nurse midwife, now accepting appointments. And our halftime show and gold sponsor is Weaver Furniture Sales, south of US 20 on County Road 75 North. Our individual sponsors are Tim and Donna Height, Dan and Dawn Byler, Jim and Liz Stump, and Oscar and Sophia Hostetler. So for Dan Byler and our camera operator tonight, Chris Bast, and our engineer, Justin Geigley, this is Jerry Hostetler. Good night, everyone.